What is up, everybody? We are 33 days away from the West Virginia opener of bow season. So I'm gonna do a little review for you guys, go over all the gear that I'm using. We're gonna go over broadheads, we're gonna go over saddle, we're gonna go over platform, bow, quiver, sticks, everything that I'm gonna be running this year for the bow season. So first thing we're gonna go over is just the saddle right here. This is the Mondo saddle from XOP. It runs about $100. So I love it. I used it a lot last year. Comes with like this little dump pouch for straps, extra bridge, extra rope. You got your Kong duck in here for your tether. Also, at least I keep mine in here. But the saddle is pretty comfortable. I like it a lot. I actually modified it a little bit. I cut the straps off. It had chest straps. I cut those off because they just got in the way. So that was just a preference for me. It wasn't too comfortable with the straps, especially when you have on another shirt over a hoodie or a jacket or something like that. So it just wasn't comfortable for me with moving around and just sitting in your saddle all day. So I just cut those off. But you got your linesman right here. You go around the tree, climb up with that, and then here's your bridge. So honestly, for $100 you can't beat a saddle for $100 compared to a tethered or any other brand that you can get online. So I figured I'd just try this one out. This is my first saddle. I'm pretty satisfied with using it. So we're gonna go over the other part of saddle hunting now, which is your platform. This platform is the XOP Edge. I like this one a little bit more than I think the Invader. This one has some grips on here. You might be able to see that just a little bit. All those dots, they get you a little bit more grip while you're standing there. This one's pretty comfortable. It's I think it's about 14 inches wide and it's probably about 10 inches deep. But I usually just set my feet on here, have my heels hang off over, and you can get really comfortable on these platforms. But it only weighs like 3 pounds, I think, so it's not going to be too much to carry into the woods. I like this a lot. It's nice and sturdy and pretty easy to put up. It's got your front attachment, I'll call it, for your strap. You wrap your strap around the tree, hook both into there, and cinch it down. So I like it a lot. It's pretty comfortable to stand on, doesn't hurt your feet too much, especially when you get your angle on there. It's important to get your angle on your platform when you're saddle hunting. That way you can lean back a little bit, you know, have your saddle do its job and catch you on the butt. And when you stand up though, you stand at an angle a little bit and you're more comfortable. You can kind of lean into the tree. So I like this a lot. The XOP Edge, that's what this one is. Next, we'll get into the sticks that I use. These are Hawk Helium sticks. They have 3 steps. I believe they're 30 inches from bottom to top, and they are extremely light. I mean, they may weigh 1 pound. I can't remember off the top of my head, but don't hold me to it. But these things are extremely light. I know that when you put all of them together, They come in a 4-pack. At least these do. The 30-inch come in a 4-pack, and they run, I think they're about $150 maybe. I got mine on sale from Bass Pro Shops, so they were running about $135, I believe, for a 4-pack. So I went ahead and got another one. I have 2 packs of 4-pack sticks, and I like these a lot. They're a little bit awkward to carry on my pack just because they are a little bit longer and they don't really stick in too well with each other. They stick out, you know, you can imagine 4 of these stacked on top of each other. So they probably stick out, you know, 4 or 5 inches from front to back when you have all of them together. I like them. They're light. And this will be the 3rd year that I've used these. I love them, and I'll keep using them until I find something else. You can get about, it depends on how far you space them. I usually like be 22 foot up in a tree. It's pretty comfortable when you get all 4 sticks up where you want them to. But the Hawk Heliums, these things are great. I don't have the stand that I have set up in the tree, obviously, because I already have my stand set for the year. But it is a Hawk Mega Combat, I think is what it is. It is a 30-inch by 24-inch platform, and it's shaped like a hexagon. So it's comfortable to me. It's got a nice cushioned seat to it. It's a little bit awkward and heavy to put up into the tree and cinch it down by yourself. I like it though. You have a lot of space to sit. You can move around on the stand without worrying about falling off, which is great. Nobody wants to fall out of a tree. But the Mega Combat is a great stand. So next, we'll go ahead and get into the bow and the accessories for the bow. So this is the Hoyt Ventum 33, and I picked this up at a pawn shop this year. Just stopped at a random day at the pawn shop here in town, and this bow happened to be in here. And I wasn't planning on getting a new bow, but I ended up drawing it back. I ended up feeling it, messing with it a little bit, and I fell in love with it. So I'm gonna use it this year. Switch from Bowtech to Hoyt for this year, and we'll see how it goes. But I had to get a new string put on at the local pro shop because the string that was on it was the one that had been on there for the last 4 years, I believe. This bow came out in 2021, and it was in really good shape when I got it. That's why I decided to go ahead and get it and pick it up. But the string was the only issue that I had. It was frayed. Serving was also starting to come out of the string too, so I just figured that I can go trade something, I can go get this and not spend any money or anything. But I went ahead and picked it up, and haven't done anything to it except for a new string. And it did have a older QAD rest, and I went ahead and took the old one off and put this new QAD on that was on my Bowtech. But I haven't done anything to it except for just the draw length. The weight was already set to 70 pounds, and I shoot 70 pounds. So this is a great bow. Even though it's 4 years old, it draws smooth, it shoots smooth. Everything about this bow I love. 33-inch axle to axle, I think I already said that. But personally, after shooting longer axle to axle for the last 5 months, I believe, I feel like a longer axle to axle works for me a little bit better. Last year my Bowtech was a 30-inch axle to axle, and I feel it's just more comfortable. You get more shot forgiveness in a longer axle to axle, and I feel like the draw is a little bit smoother for a longer axle to axle also. So I love it. I picked up the Bowtech a couple times just to feel a comparison between the two. But Team Hoyt all the way from here on out. I love the bow, and who knows, maybe next year I'll go ahead and get a new one from their lineup. So, but I can't wait to shoot this bow, put a couple deer down on the ground with it, and use this new release that I got from a friend. This is the Nock On Mini 2, I believe is what this is. I was shooting a B3 release last season, and it was a great release. Don't get me wrong. A thumb button, you can't go wrong with a good thumb button. But the thumb button that I had from B3 didn't have an adjustment to it for your actual barrel. This one does. I messed with it a little bit. It doesn't have much to set this thing off. It's not crazy light of a barrel. I have it to where you need to put just a little bit pressure on it, but you can see how small this is. I mean, it's a mini 2. So, but the Nock On stuff is great. I love it. First time shooting, I guess you could say a 2.5 finger thumb release. The B3 that I shot all last year was a 3 finger. So you had your index, your middle, and your ring finger. And this one has index, middle, and then half of your ring finger. But the ring fingers, they're just a set, right? But I love this so much. I feel like I shoot better with it for whatever reason. Anchoring with this thing is perfect. It feels great. I think a lot of it has to do, it's a little bit heavier than my old release. So that might be a comfort thing while you're drawing and shooting. So I feel like you can anchor just a little bit better with this compared to my old one. So this one is great. I love it. Can't say enough good things about Nock On. This is the first thing that I've used from Nock On Archery, so I will possibly consider getting some more stuff from them if I ever get the chance to. If I ever am interested in buying something else, a new release. They also sell merch, they sell fletchings, they sell wraps. I know they do other archery stuff as well. They do courses for bow hunting, archery, things like that, anchoring, form, all kinds of different things. So, but this is Nock On Mini 2 thumb release. This is great. Next thing we're gonna get into is broadheads. So the broadheads that I'm using are the Killzone NAP 2-inch cuts. This will be the 3rd year that I've used these. They are great broadheads for the price. I believe you can get them for about 35 bucks for a pack of 3. These, I have not had an issue with them. I had shot my buck last year, I shot my bear last year, and I also shot 2 does last year with these NAP Killzones. Now these are the trophy tips, I believe. I thought you could see them on here, but they have a couple. Yep, trophy tip for increased penetration, durability, and massive wound channel. But these blades are wicked sharp, coming straight out of the pack. You don't have to sharpen them, pre-sharpen them, anything like that. And the point that's on these is also pretty sharp for that first initial contact. When you do have a deer or a bear or anything else in front of you, they're pretty sharp. So I love these. I haven't had an issue with them. The blades tend to get dull a little bit quicker, but that is okay. It comes with a couple replaceable blades, and you would just have to sharpen those because they don't come pre-sharpened. So you would have to do those yourself. I have not had one bad experience with these in the last 3 years that I've used them. The blades stay straight. I've had one do a just slightly bend to where it won't go back into the ferrule, but that is the only issue that I've had. They stay straight. They do dull down just a tiny little bit, but the NAP Kill Zone 2-inch cuts are money. I was considering switching to a G5 Mega Meat this year, but I just couldn't get away from these because they've done so well for me for the last 3 seasons. Next thing, we're gonna get into arrows, nocks, and the quiver. So the quiver is a red line quiver, holds 5 arrows. Just got this in the mail today. I did not feel like spending the $200 from Hoyt to get a Hoyt quiver. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Last year I did buy the Bowtech tight spot that goes with the Bowtech, but I just couldn't justify buying a $200 quiver again 2 years in a row because I don't shoot with my quiver on while I hunt. It hangs there in the tree while my bow hangs separate from it. And if I need a follow-up shot or the arrow falls off your rest or anything like that, you just turn around, get a new arrow. So that's how I've always done it. I did change up my arrows just a little bit this year, and I got the same arrow that I always get, Gold Tip Hunter 340s. I've used these for the last 5 years since I've been bow hunting, but the only thing that I've changed this year are my fletchings. I got these fletchings from HHA. They're their X heat vanes. I believe that's what they're called. But they're cut out on the back side of the fletching. So I love how these fly. These arrows fly so much smoother. They don't have as much drag, I feel like. Because of that cutout on the back, they don't catch as much. I love them. I love how they shoot. I've been shooting now for probably 2 months with these fletchings on here, and I haven't had an issue with them. I love how they fly. I don't know what it is. I have noticed a difference with them though, so I'll keep using the X vanes, and I will keep using the Gold Tip Hunter 340s also. Haven't had an issue with them. They stay pretty straight. You always want to check and flex your arrows when you first get them out of the box though, because sometimes there is a variance between your straightness of your arrow. Every once in a while you might get a wild hair. I think when I put the fletchings on these and the wrap on, I went and shot all of them, and there were only 2 out of a pack of 12 that had a slight rotation to them. So always check your arrows when you pull them out of the box. Let's see what else we got to talk about here. I believe that's it. So anyways, you guys are probably excited. I'm excited for the bow season here in West Virginia. I'm excited to use the gear. I'm excited to put some content out for you guys. It's time. We're 32 days away. 32 days, 33 days. I haven't checked today. I'm getting antsy. I'm being patient. I got bucks on camera. I've got gear ready to shoot. I have some time to go hunt this fall. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to film some deer getting knocked down for you guys. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, share the video, share it with your friends, your dad, your cousins, your mom, anybody who you may be interested to share it with. So I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking this out. We'll see you very soon, hopefully, with a big old whitetail on the ground with some horns. Let's catch you on the next one.